Good morning, boy. Good afternoon, wherever you are. Max, you got muted out because the recording was like, we don't want to hear that shit. So it automatically muted you.
Well, the recording can suck it. I'd like to apologize to everybody in advance. I'm feeling a little bit under the weather. My voice sounds like I have AIDS, and I am not. My voice sounds horrible.
AIDS.
I'm on the road. The sacrifices that I make for all of you scumbag listeners that we have. I'm driving from meeting to meeting to meeting to meeting all day today. I'm on the road. I can't show my video because then I'd get yelled at.
You got your nice professional photo where you look like you're 19 years old.
I look like such a dude. That's taken like 3 weeks ago.
Jesus.
I look like a putz.
You look like you're ready to do like a line of coke in the bathroom somewhere at some frat house or something like that.
Hey, you never know. Always keep it spicy. But Tyler, you like that I used the word putz and I didn't use any profanity and horrible language?
I mean, you've already used a lot of shit, so yeah.
I'm having a clean episode today. I'm not going to say any bad words.
Says the man who said, "Sorry guys, I sound like I have AIDS," as in that I didn't know that is how it worked. But thanks for you guys talk.
When you get AIDS, you have a like a scrunchy or like a scratchy voice.
Okay. Well.
But anyway, Michael, by the way, when you name this episode, seeing that I'm not going to be the hero that's recording and uploading this podcast, make sure you name it something fun. And then when you describe it, don't like write a paragraph of every last thing that we do, you idiot.
Okay.
This man knows what he's doing, Max. Yeah, let's start the episode. We're a little rambling here.
Go.
What's not, what's hot, little recap, and then we're gonna do our favorite, or just what we think are the worst busts of all time in the NFL. So that's what we're going through today. Mike,
I like
turn it off.
What's hot? I don't really know why it's what's hot, but if you guys didn't hear, this probably got covered up this weekend with all the NFL going on. But earlier last week, Roger Federer has announced that he will be retiring from tennis.
That's so sad.
Go.
Retire, you old dirtbag.
R.I.P.
He's had about 3 knee surgeries over the last year, and he's just saying, I'm not ever going to be 100%. So his last event is going to be the Lavelle Cup, which is pretty much tennis's version of the Ryder Cup in golf, where it's Team Europe versus the world, more or less. So I'll make sure to tune into that. But a true class, the Maestro, the Fed Express, a little homage to Roger Federer there. What's not? I don't even know what golf event was going on this weekend, but there's been this video circulating on Twitter where Bryson DeChambeau gets clotheslined by a piece of rope that kind of marks off the course boundaries. And there's an extended video where he's just walking to go to his ball and this rope hits him right in the face. And he gets, I think, right in the eye, which can't be pleasant, but it looks like he got shot. Like he was on the ground on a knee going like, fuck, shit, I can't believe this happened. So Bryson DeChambeau, don't know what you're doing.
Poor guy. I mean, he's a big guy. He's a big guy too, right? I mean, it takes a lot for him to get clotheslined.
Yeah, a little piece.
That's a bull of a man.
I actually really like Bryson DeChambeau. He's gotten in really good shape too, Tyler. Like he's trimmed down and like lost a bunch of weight. And he looks really good. Like I actually like Bryson DeChambeau. I think he's kind of funny. I used to like hate him and think he was really annoying, but now I've kind of transferred my hatred over to Brooks Koepka, and now I kind of like Bryson DeChambeau.
He's got a cool last name. That's one of the coolest I've ever heard.
DeChambeau is what I call him.
All right, well, I'll go next. What's hot? I'm going to have to go with, just because Max had mentioned that the Dolphins are going to be the worst team this year.
Oh, my God.
Tua Tagovailoa.
Wrong, dude.
Tua Tagovailoa. And the Dolphins this week, Tua goes off for 400, almost 500 yards. I think he had 468 yards, 6 touchdowns. I mean, is Tua going to win MVP? I mean, Lamar was amazing too. He's still my call for MVP. But my God, Tua Tagovailoa is my what's hot this week. Unbelievable. I mean, did not expect that, but maybe, he's the new up and coming star of the league.
You just spent the week clapping my cheeks, showing me that I was wrong. So
yeah, he really proved you wrong.
Team
I will always say this, boys. A man of worth and a man of value admits when he is wrong.
Oh yeah, and you were very wrong.
I'm wrong. I was wrong about Tua. I was wrong about the Dolphins. The Dolphins are fucking good.
Yeah,
but
they're offense.
What an epically horrendous collapse by the Ravens. Wow, that was bad.
They really blew up.
Yeah, we can dive into that.
But yeah, so I got one more quick what's hot. If you guys have ever even considered this, river tubing, we did a big river tubing thing this weekend. What's going on, Max? Maxie, did we lose you?
What?
What the hell is that?
No, I'm here.
Okay,
what do you mean?
River tubing. If you guys haven't done it, it's freaking amazing. You go through the big canyon. The one we did, we went through like a big canyon on these really sturdy tubes, and had to avoid rocks. Everyone was falling in, but it was really fun. And we went on like a grade 2, grade 3 whitewater rapid. So if you guys haven't tried river tubing on a whitewater river, you should. It's super fun.
So it's like a lazy river tube,
but it's like 2 hours. It's like 2 hours, and you just go one way, and then the truck picks you up at the end, and you're just going through all these like small little waterfalls and like rocks you have to avoid and like trees. It's kind of like an obstacle course almost.
Oh my gosh.
Super fun, but very cold. The water was like 60 degrees, so I had to get used to that. My nards had to get used to that. They were really tucked up in like a turtle.
Yeah, your wee probably shrinking up.
So, what's not? Oh, I feel really bad. Trey Lance and the 49ers. I mean, obviously Jimmy G came back and won for them, but I feel very bad for Trey Lance. I mean, he's such a promising young rookie. Broken ankle, like brutal injury, and he's out the whole year. Like,
gotta be honest, like I will say, like, yeah, I totally agree. Like, that's a what's not for Trey Lance, but I don't necessarily think it's fully a what's not for the 49ers. Like,
yeah, I mean, it stunts the development of the plan for the team, but like Jimmy G, he's a very serviceable quarterback. He's he did really well. He always does well. He'll make the playoffs, but he's just not a guy that'll bring you over the edge,
Yeah, and I was listening to Don Ozlowski this morning from on Get Up, and he was talking a little bit about that, and he was being asked, like, does this help the 49ers right now? And there were some people being like, oh, yeah, Jimmy G's more ready now, and the 49ers are ready to win now. But, like, he made a good point. Like, the 49ers know their ceiling with Jimmy G. You know what I mean? Like, they know he'll only take them so far. Like, they ain't winning no Super Bowl with Jimmy G. And I hope they prove me wrong, but their defense isn't even as good as last year. So yeah. I think he made some good points.
Yep. All right, Max, you're up.
Yeah. So my what's hot is Aaron Jones.
Oh, yeah. He balled.
I can't wait to continue to talk more about the NFL today. Excuse me, guys. My voice sucks, but I can't wait to talk more about the NFL today because Aaron Jones, he is such a dynamic playmaker. He is so good. He's so fucking good. And like, it always bothers me that some random weeks we'll have weeks where we don't get him the ball. And it's like, he can affect this team like Adams did. And we need to, every single time he touches the ball, and like once you get him in open space, it's all over. Aaron Jones is a playmaker. He's one of the best running backs in football, and we need to get the ball in his hands and let him run, because losing Devontae Adams, he's the guy that we need to step up and fill his spot. We need a big year out of Aaron Jones.
Yeah, our offense should be based around Aaron Jones and AJ Dillon, honestly. Like, our running game, like, our dynamic duo is one of the best in the league, and I think Aaron Jones and AJ Dillon, I think Aaron Jones minimum 20 touches, AJ Dillon minimum 15 touches every single game.
Well, and I think too they complement each other very well because they're very different running backs. And you can do a lot of them. Credit to Matt LaFleur. I thought he had a great game plan last night. he had a lot of two running back sets in last night where A.J. Dillon and Aaron Jones were, seeing the ball at the same time on the field at the same time. And A.J. Dillon is such a good blocker too. So it was really awesome to see. So, my what's not goes right off of that. Davante Adams. Talk about a guy who got a little big for his britches. Remember where you came from and remember who made you. Aaron Rodgers made that motherfucker, just like Aaron Rodgers made all those other receivers that have ever gone through Green Bay. Any receiver ever that leaves Green Bay is not as good as when they were in Green Bay. Jordy Nelson, Greg Jennings, Jermichael Finley, the list goes on and on. Yeah. I'm telling you right now, Davante Adams, he's still going to be good because he's one of the best receivers in football, but he's going to see noticeable regression, and you saw it yesterday. 2 receptions for 8 yards. Oh, my God, is that bad?
Max, I totally agree with you, but I have to point out, I just have to. Your number 1 fantasy receiver, Davante Adams.
That was more so off of last year, but yeah.
Yeah, but I totally agree, Max. I think he's due for regression.
So, yeah, that's my what's hot, what's not. But I think that we should get in on it. Let's start with the Packer game. Mike, thoughts?
Saw that whole game in its entirety. I was able to tone it down a little bit more this week, so I was watching it with the Madre, so I wasn't screaming.
You didn't have any murderous comments?
No murderous comments at all, but really, overall, great game by both sides of the ball. I know our defense was getting a little in the fourth quarter there. We were letting in some big chunk plays on the run game, but I don't know. It was just a fun game to watch. I'm having a little bit more of a liking to Mike Tirico. I was like, no one can replace Al Michaels, but Chris Collinsworth, his voice was fully back, so he could do his "here's a guy" kind of comments and whatnot. But I love the game. Taking a look at it, it seemed like Rodgers was a little bit more in sync with some of these newer receivers. I saw they were doing what's Watson's first name?
They kept Christian Watson, number 9. They do is sweep him across.
Yeah,
sweep him across.
So it was nice to see Lazard. It was nice to see Lazard get his first tutty catch of the year. Yeah. I don't know if he's going to have an ankle injury. I know there might have been something that had to get taped up.
He's always hurt
the game or whatnot. Sorry for all these text notifications. It's all work crap. Oh my gosh. I'm trying to mute him. Oh my gosh. Okay.
He exists.
I don't know how to mute.
All right, Mike, you're going on mute until you figure that shit out. Put it on mute.
Turn the dinger on, you worthless piece of garbage.
All right, I'll talk about the Packers now. I think it was good to see, Lazard get his touchdown. I still don't think he's just going to be as effective as people think. I don't know. I just don't really see it with him personally.
I noticed a big difference last night, like Rodgers I feel like he felt more comfortable having him in the game.
Yeah. I also do think, you only saw Dubes and Watson in there for maybe quarter of the snaps. I think they need to get them more snaps because they both have great abilities. And I understand you got Cobb and Watkins. Watkins did look really good. I like Watkins, but I think you need to start doing some four wide receiver sets out there, maybe even 5. Get them more involved. I also have a take. I just think Justin Fields kind of sucked. He looked horrible last night.
I'm not ready to say that yet because I don't think Justin Fields is I don't think he has the Bears offensive line is fucking abysmal. And the receivers aren't that great either, to be 110% honest. So I don't know. I feel like I don't know, Tyler. I could agree with you soon, but I'm not ready to write off Justin Fields yet. I don't think it's fair yet.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, we can give him a chance still, but I don't see it with him. He just looks too flustered all the time out there. He throws a lot of ducks. He makes a lot of bad decisions, and I think he's too quick to run. And his running abilities are solid, but they're no Lamar or Kyler, where he can bail himself out like Lamar can at any time or Kyler Murray can at any time. Speaking of which, segmenting into something else, did you guys see that Arizona Cardinals?
I didn't get to talk about my take yet. Whoa.
What?
Can I say my piece about the Packer game? I didn't get to say anything yet.
You talked the most out of all of us already, but yeah.
No, I have not. You know what's not?
What?
Our offensive line needs help, dude.
Yeah.
Josh Myers was getting blown up at center. And on top of that, our left tackle, number 73, is so bad. He was getting burned all night long. And, like, it definitely helped that we had Elton Jenkins back. But, man, we need some help at left tackle.
Yeah, we do. We need Bakhtiari back.
I don't know.
He's one game away, but that was 15 games ago. So we'll see.
Who knows? But, yeah, Tyler, to your point about Justin Fields, I think that it's very clear that he's not where Lamar Jackson was or, Kyler Murray was their first year in the league. And I think that's very clear. You know what I mean? He's clearly not going to be that top echelon.
He also has no team. His team is absolute shit. He has no receivers. He has no supporting cast. So that also has to be considered.
Yep.
But
yeah, let's transition.
Yeah, what I was gonna say was, since we were speaking of Kyler Murray, did you guys see that play last night?
Oh my gosh!
Was it a 22-second scramble?
It was 22-second 2-point conversion for the tie.
Absolutely nuts. I mean, that guy, he makes a lot of horrendous decisions, but he knows how to scramble. I'll give him that.
Kyler. Go ahead, Mike.
I was just gonna say, I've seen all these like videos of Kyler just sprinting around the field where people are like, it's either you're playing Madden in 2004 with Michael Vick, or another person commented, anytime Kyler Murray's scrambling, I like the comparison. They said it's like a little kid stealing their parents' phone and they're running away from them, trying to not give their phone back. I thought that was pretty accurate, the way Kyler Murray's scrambling all over the place. And they were down by like 3 scores against the Raiders late in the game.
Raiders blew it. The classic Raiders loss.
Yeah. And pretty much, I know the end of the game pretty much was a scoop and score for the win.
It's crazy. Sorry. Did I cut you off, Mike?
No, I'm waiting for your stupid comment.
I just think Kyler Murray gets a lot of very unnecessary hate. Like, I don't know. He's a pretty damn good player, man. I mean, if people are going to tickle Lamar's gooch, they better start tickling Kyler's because they're about the same player.
I got a question. I got something to say about that. I completely disagree with you, Max. I've read a lot of reports coming directly from Cliff Kingsbury and the Arizona Cardinals saying that they fear for his lack of like commitment to the game and that he's not a leader. He's not vocal. Lamar Jackson, in turn, I think will die for his team out there. He will do whatever he can to win a game. And, he's a leader. He's vocal. With the, obviously the whole football tangibles, his throwing, his running abilities, all there, but I don't think he has the intangibles.
So Cliff Kingsbury said himself that Kyler Murray isn't a leader and that he isn't dedicated to the game. I don't say one.
Like they put into his contract that he had to read and do film 3 hours a week because they were nervous that he wasn't going to develop his game in any other way.
They got rid of that clause.
I know they got rid of it, but because it looked bad.
Yeah, I know. You're right.
So a team to do that, that's pretty telling. But that's just what I've read. I've read a lot of reports on Kyler. I know Max didn't like that one, but
I mean, I don't have any ties to Kyler Murray, so I really don't give a fuck. I hate the Cardinals and I hate Kyler Murray. So I just don't think – I think that he's a really good player and he makes the Cardinals a threat. He does. Nobody else – he himself makes the Cardinals a threat because I think Cliff Kingsbury is a very average coach. I think their defense is exceedingly average. And I think on top of that, I think that the rest of their team is pretty average. So,
Do you just fart, Max?
No.
I could have sworn I heard a.
I didn't fart.
Mike, did you?
No, it might have been Max's Tesla. No, you got to admit, though, they have weapons on offense, Max, though. It's not like he's throwing to no names. They have
Hollywood Brown catch.
They have Hollywood Brown, and then they have is that DeAndre Hopkins is out.
Yeah, he's suspended. They got Rondell Moore, but he's been out. Good old James Conner.
Who else do they have?
They got Zach
AJ Green.
AJ Green for 50.
I know, but he made a couple key catches yesterday.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
Good for him.
Another thing I really wanted to touch on. I've got a few more things that I really want to touch on, but how about the Indianapolis Colts getting shut out by the Jaguars?
Oh my God! What the fuck was that?
They're a disaster this year.
I think the Jags are on the up and coming, though. Doug Peterson is a great coach, man. He's gonna get them going in the right direction.
I agree. Matt Ryan, classic Matt Ryan game, 3 picks, no touchdowns.
Wow, they need to be held accountable, man. That's the Colts. I mean, a lot of people had them as a sneaky Super Bowl pick, and I mean, every single year they got to draft a quarterback and stick with them because Matt Ryan is not the answer in Indianapolis. I can tell you that. Carson Wentz also was not the answer in Indianapolis. So it's just a weird situation in Indianapolis. I don't really know what the fuck their plan is right now, but I think they got a good coach. They got a good line. They got a good defense. I don't know.
It's just,
I really
don't
know.
have the quarterback. He's not the right quarterback for them. And I think that's truly what the problem is. They have the best running back in the league, and they have a very good wide receiver in Michael Pittman. So, but another super surprising thing. How about the Jets coming back? Did you guys see the end of that Jets game? Joe Flacco, Joey Goat. He's the only quarterback in the league of 300 yards in both of the first 2 NFL games so far.
He's elite. He bounced back.
Joey Goat. He's making a comeback. He's going for the Super Bowl this year.
Dude, I have a question, guys. If let's say Joe Flacco gets some new, let's say he starts off 3-1. Let's say he starts off 3-1. Do they keep him as the starter when Zach Wilson returns?
No.
I don't know. I mean, they're really planning for Zach Wilson. What was he, 2nd overall pick in the NFL draft? So it's tough to have that kind of investment in the guy when you have a guy that Joe Flacco that just can't stay on a team. But I get what you're saying.
Flacco's your future.
Yeah. Joe Flacco's the future? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I do. Why wouldn't you stick with an elite quarterback? That's funny. Hey, Ty, your good old Steelers had a classic Steelers game.
Classic. I mean, dude, their offense is terrible.
Let's go, Pats.
Yeah, I mean, the Steelers' offense, it needs to be just eradicated. They need to restart. They were getting the fans were chanting, pick it, pick it, pick it. So I think it's a matter of time. I'd say by game 6 is my call that Pickett will make his entrance as the starter.
I gotta be honest. I gotta be honest with you here. Sorry, Mike. I'll just say this real quick, but I gotta be honest with you here. Another pick I was wrong about was Trubisky. I really thought that him getting a fresh start, on a better structured with a better coach and a better structure and all this stuff. I thought he was going to be serviceable in Pittsburgh, and that has so far in 2 games has not come into fruition.
Brutal.
Yeah, I'll be honest. I watched maybe a total of 10 minutes of that game, and it looked like neither of the teams wanted to win. You had 3 and out after 3 and out after 3 and out drive between both freaking the Pats and the Steelers. It was a little disheartening.
Yeah.
One thing I do want to touch on that I know made some headlines was the Bucs and Saints. That was
the Mike Evans suspension.
That was a snooze of a game.
Wait, Mike.
Yeah.
Mike. Can I say something really quick about the Patriots? Steelers. I have a groundbreaking hot take.
Go ahead.
Oh God.
I think it's
Max, you're really breaking in and out here, buddy.
Wow.
For Bill Belichick to hang it up.
Time for Bill to hang it up.
I think that
You're good. Oh.
This is great content for the listeners here.
All right.
You think Bill Belichick
needs to hang it up?
Okay. That's a good take.
I just think that Bill Belichick has always been like Bill Belichick can do no wrong. And I think that it's time for people to start realizing that the Patriots kind of have a ceiling right now with where they're at. I don't think Mac Jones is the answer.
Yeah. So you
Max, we're gonna have to cut you off.
They're going to be going anywhere yet again. Sure, Aaron's going to have a fresh start.
Yeah, we're gonna have to cut you off there a little bit. You were breaking in and out. It was really bad. But I think I agree with you. Bill Belichick, it's time. They need. I mean, I don't see it anymore.
So Max, your groundbreaking hot take was Bill Belichick on the hot seat, even though I literally said that last week. So thank you for repurposing my take.
Re-emphasizing.
But
yeah, Mike. So you wanted to cover the Buccaneers whole
situation.
Oh
yeah, that Bucks and Saints game was just more or less a snooze fest. Let's be honest. The only reason why the Bucks won was like 24-3 or something is because of Jameis's 3 interceptions. He threw a pick 6 in the second half, which is just, you hate to see that happen to such an athletic guy. But there was a play going on, I think it was in the third quarter, I want to say, where Tom Brady was getting a little chirpy with Marshawn Lattimore. And first, Leonard Fournette, they're like shoving a little bit. And then Mike Evans comes out of nowhere and just lays out Lattimore on the Saints. So they were both disqualified from the game. I think Mike Evans has 1 game suspension. I don't know what it is for Lattimore's. But
we really laid him out.
Yeah. There's Bruce Arians, he's not the coach anymore, but he's on the sidelines like right before Mike Evans.
The coach?
It kind of looks like he sends Mike Evans. He like kind of like flicks his finger and then he just charges after Lattimore. Yeah. Release the house. No, he's not head coach anymore. He's something else on the Bucs. So
Tyler, Todd Bowles is the head coach.
Dude, I swear to God to you, Max, Todd Bowles yesterday was absolutely looking so happy. I've never seen anything come out of him like that. He was smiling. He was laughing. I thought that man had never smiled in his life. He is laughing, smiling, and he's loving life.
I didn't know his muscles in his face knew how to smile.
Pretty crazy.
Did you guys have any other games you wanted to cover?
Yes, one more that I wanted to cover.
Yeah.
The Detroit Lions offense is looking potent. They've scored 38 points last week and 36 points this week. Jared Goff, I mean, yeah, he's throwing some picks, but he's looking damn good. Amon-Ra St. Brown is looking like an elite wide receiver. DeAndre Swift is one of the best running backs in the game. I love Dan Campbell, so I think the Lions are majorly trending up right now.
You know what? Like, here's the deal. I got to be honest. Like, I'm getting no offense, Tyler. Please do not be sensitive and take offense to this because I'm not talking about you. But people in general, I am so sick of all this love of the Lions. Fuck the Lions and fuck Dan Campbell. I hate them. I hate the Lions so much. I always have. I always will. I hate every single one of our NFC North opponents. I hope that they win 0 games. I wish that they would win 0 games and never win again. And I wish that upon all my NFC North opponents. So people saying that they're rooting for the Lions makes me sick to my stomach. Fuck the Lions.
All right. And well, we know Max's opinion.
If we lose to the Lions this year, I'm going to be depressed.
You're going to shave your head.
No, I'll be depressed. And then I would like to hear all those Packer people who are saying, oh, good for the Lions. And then we lose to them because, yeah, I know they're up and coming. Dan Campbell's a great coach, and I like him as a human being. And I think that he is the answer for them. But, oh, my God, I hate the Lions. And for God's sakes, can we please stop talking about how much we love the Lions? Oh, my God, I hate them so much.
All righty. Mike, how do you feel?
Ty, I think our mission for the rest of the NFL season is to watch every Lions
Every
game
single
and
Lions play.
just praise a lot of the highlights that happen in those games.
It really gets Max going. So I think that would be funny.
Can't wait.
I hate him so much. Everybody's got a hard on for the Lions. It's like, Jesus Christ, everybody, don't forget it's the fucking Lions. But anyway, yeah, I to that point, I do think Dan Campbell's the answer for them. I think he is a really good coach. And I think that I do appreciate the heart and the passion that he has for the game. It's kind of fun watching him give those speeches and you rah speeches, you know, for a team that struggled so bad for so long. Like, yeah, I guess it's good that they're getting back on the right track. You wish that upon, I guess, teams that have been in a free fall for a long time. I guess we can kind of feel that as Brewers fans.
Yep.
So yeah, I mean, good for them in that sense. And like, I guess you could say good for the Browns too, right? A couple years ago, but they got a couple wins, all that good stuff. But that's the last game I wanted to talk about was the Baker Mayfield 0-2 as a Panther with another loss to the Giants. Giants are 2-0 under Brian Dable, so good for them.
Yeah, Baker's just out. Baker sucks.
Yeah, Baker does suck. That happened quick.
Yeah. So, but Mike, anything else, or should we move on to our favorite NFL busts?
I'm ready to do biggest busts. The only comment I have with the Lions Commanders game was the Commanders offense didn't look horrible. Carson Wentz, I know, threw a pick, but he did have 3 tutty passes and he extended some of the plays. So a lot of people are saying that Wentz is washed and he most likely more than not is, but he was getting a little frisky at times, I'd say, when he needed to. But I think, let's go into some of our thoughts on biggest NFL busts in history.
I got 2 right away that I'd like to share that I think the fans will resonate with, and
a
lot of people know. So we got Jamarcus Russell and Johnny Manziel. I'll start with Johnny Manziel. Kind of hard to quantify, but he was an absolute star at Texas A&M. Came in the 2014 NFL draft. Came in with enough red flags to open an amusement park. My God, was he a disaster.
Which website did you take this from? Bleacher Report? I know, I've read that earlier today.
Yep, I know. I thought it was funny. But, yeah, he won the Heisman. But, all those red flags dropped him down to 22. He was supposed to be, a top 5, maybe even number 1 because of his talent.
Mm-hmm.
But, my God, was he a disaster in the NFL. He got arrested, lied to coaches, substance abuse issues, would literally just not show up to meetings.
Oh, God.
So Browns quickly moved on from him, went to the CFL, and then he sucked. So, I mean, he's got to be on the list.
Yeah, that's a sad story. That's one of the big ones. You want to dive into Jamarcus Russell a little bit?
Yeah, Jamarcus Russell is another favorite of mine just because of the hype for him. The man, I mean, he had the greatest arm I've ever seen. He could literally, throw the ball 70 yards. I don't remember the exact number. A crazy amount of yards from his knees, and he could throw the whole fucking football field. Being a number 1 overall pick, he looked like an absolute monster at LSU. I mean, then he came to the NFL. There's no other way to put it. He was just terrible. He put on a helmet for the Raiders, and he just sucked. He got benched for a guy named Bruce Gradkowski, and then he never let it go. And just sucked, and then he was just done. And then he got really fat. Sad, but it's just really sad. Because, number 1 overall pick, you never want to see that. And you never want to see a guy, have a weight problem. But yikes, Jamarcus Russell.
2 solid choices, Ty.
All right, Mike.
I'm just gonna go for.
I don't know, Max.
I know a lot of these. We're gonna have majority of these. It seems like the biggest busts are quarterback stories and everything. One that I didn't even really know about, but I want to take a look at the 2013 3rd overall pick, Dion Jordan. He was a defensive end on the Dolphins. And pretty much in his first season, he only had 2 sacks. He was caught twice breaking the NFL's drug policy, and he failed 2 drug tests in 2014. And then he was suspended for the rest of the 2015 season because he got caught again and never made it back to the NFL. So truly never even heard of this guy, but it's just he's a star college guy and he just couldn't stay clean in the NFL and dropped off an edge. So Deion Jordan. Hate to see it.
That's a good one.
All right. Well, I got two that I want to talk about. Number one, I want to say Sam Bradford. Really, really, really good quarterback out of Oklahoma. Pretty sure he won the Heisman, I think. But unbelievable player in college, never really transitioned into the NFL, battled a lot of injuries, never took that next step with the St. Louis Rams. Just overall a bad pick.
Yep.
Another guy that I want to list, Mark Sanchez. Mark Sanchez was supposed to be.
Did he make it to a Super Bowl?
No, he never made it to a Super Bowl. He made it to 2 AFC Championship games with Rex Ryan.
I mean, that's pretty.
But he was carried by the defense. If we're being 110% honest, carried by their defenses. The Jets had the best defenses with Revis Island, Patrick Peterson. They had the best defense out around town. But anyway, Mark Sanchez was supposed to be like one of the best quarterbacks out of college prospects ever. And again, he had 2 appearances in AFC Championship games, and then you never heard from him again. And had a very fast plan.
The famous butt fumble.
Yeah, if I could say my last one, I'm going to use them all right now. My last one, I'm going to go with, and you guys are going to be shocked by this, but Andrew Luck.
Okay, that's
just
go on. You explain why you think he's a bust.
Andrew Luck is a bust. How many Super Bowls did Andrew Luck win for the Colts?
None, but he didn't want to play anymore.
How many Super Bowls did Dan Marino win?
How does that not? How honest to God, his lifespan in the NFL was what? 3 years? 4 years?
I'm looking.
So what did he do that was so great? And then he just quit. He made it to an AFC playoff game and lost to the Chiefs.
Yeah, I don't think that's a good take. He played 7 seasons, and I mean his stats were unbelievable. He took, them to the playoffs a few times. I mean, I don't like that take, but
well, you don't like any of my takes, so I'm gonna finish anyway.
Well, someone sounds a little offended.
Andrew Luck had all Indianapolis fans with Super Bowl hopes. And with how he played, I'm saying that he's a bust, Tyler. You have to open your mind in a different way. It's not always just about the stats that make people a bust. Like, Andrew Luck is a bust because he completely just up and quit on the organization. He, battled these, random injuries that he, would never talk about, and then just, ghosted his team and his coaches and his staff and was nowhere to be found on, training camps and stuff. And people were constantly wondering, is he healthy? Is he coming back? And then when he was healthy and ready to come back, he just quit. And I guess it's good for him. It's not good for the Colts or Colts fans.
Yeah.
But
in a way, I see what you're saying, but
I think he's a bust for the expectations that were with Andrew Luck is in his first couple of years with the team and in the league. Yeah, he was really good, but I think the expectations were a lot higher than what he ended up doing. And then he just quit. And then there was nowhere to be found again.
Yeah.
And now I don't know. He might be with Patrick Starr under the sea for all I care.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's fair. I got 2 more quick ones, and then Mike, do you have any more?
Yeah, I have 2 quarterback ones, but go ahead.
Okay. We'll talk about Tony the Terrible. Tony Mandrich, lineman drafted by the Packers. He was literally just terrible. Had horrible work ethic. He had steroids and just a simple lack of talent. He got dropped by the Packers after 3 years in the 1989 NFL draft. The people picked before him, Troy Aikman, Barry Sanders, Derek Thomas, Deion Sanders, Tony Mandrich.
Oh.
Yikes.
Great luck.
That's all I got to say about him. And then one more that I thought was just kind of funny. Trent Richardson was the number 3 overall pick, and he just was bad. I mean, he had a few moments in his career where he had, did some stuff, but 3.6 yards per carry for his career, fucking terrible.
Yeah, I did see that when the Browns got rid of him, they traded a first-round draft pick to the Colts for him. So it's like sucked again. Oh, bad. My last two, I'm gonna say that these people were overall more of a bust than Mark Sanchez. It's gonna be Vince Young and Matt Leinart, quarterback
two
the Cardinals and the Titans. Apparently, they played each other in like the 2006 Rose Bowl against each other, and I think Matt Leinart, I think he was USC, ended up winning. When he got drafted by the Cardinals in 2006, he just wasn't great for them. And then they brought in Kurt Warner, and Kurt Warner pretty much overshadowed Matt Leinart. He just couldn't really handle the NFL from being a college fame kid. And then Vince Young, I think, is interesting because he was like offensive rookie of the year when he got drafted in 2000.
He was on Madden cover, I think Madden 08.
He was on Madden 08. And then I don't know what happened to him. He just kind of fell off the cliff after like 4 years with the Titans. Like, he had a relatively short NFL span for being like in the first round draft pick. It just kind of stuns me because there's some great highlights of Vince Young, but he just kind of fell off a cliff. So
yeah,
honorable mention, I'd say RG3, just plagued by injuries and
sad. He had a great first year, but then just absolutely fell off. But, I think that wraps it up. That was fun though. I love talking NFL. Like, we're gonna be talking a lot of NFL, y'all. So if you don't like NFL, you probably don't want to listen to us.
If you don't like NFL, you can get the fuck out.
Yeah. But
with that, I want to close this out.
Yeah. Great episode, y'all. Follow us on Instagram, follow us on Spotify, listen to us in whatever way you want. YouTube. We had some mishaps this episode, people walking in, audio difficulties, but we keep going. We keep going for the viewers, all 10 of them. So it's a great episode, boys. Anything else y'all want to say?
I think we're down to 8, so it's all 8 of them.
Oh God, we're down to single digits, but I don't think I don't think we're actually at single digits, but we're trying. No, we're going on Instagram.
We're joking. We are joking. We're not actually at 8 followers. But anyway, thank you all for listening. And Ty, take us out.
All right, y'all. Bye out.